Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Sanakib and everyone who are watching this. I'm Farahazwanie. Today my group is going to present our answers on the case study and I will be the first presenter to present the first question. Without further ado, let's get into it. According to Erectile Lifespan Development Theory, Ali went through 8 stages of development during his lifespan, from infancy to late adulthood. The most essential period of life occurs between birth and 1 year of age in stage 1. In the opening paragraph, Ali got along with everyone and warmed up to new friendly faces quickly. Both of his parents contribute equally to his upbringing and nurturing a sense of security. Ali's parents placed a high value on building his trust and offering him love and care throughout this stage. Erectile Lifespan Development Theory's second stage happened throughout early childhood and focuses on children gaining a greater sense of personal control. Ali began to crave greater independence at this point and he began to make new friends. He grew in popularity among kids his age and he frequently conquered over physical activities. When Ali started attending school, the third stage of Erectile Lifespan Development Theory began. During this time, Ali discovered that he was not catch up on lessons as rapidly as his peers and he became discouraged. Children who try to wield too much power are met with criticism, which leads Ali to feelings of guilt. During Ali's early school years, the fourth stage of Erectile Lifespan Development Theory takes place. Even though he tried his hardest, he still felt left behind and lost interest in his lectures. As indicated in the case study, Ali's ability to succeed was questioned by his parents, teachers, and friends, who gave him little or no encouragement at all. Worse, he frequently ended up in detention and his parents had no idea how to help and guide him. During the frankly challenging teenage years, Erectile Lifespan Development Theory's fifth stage takes place. This stage is very critical in development of a sense of personal identity which will have a long-term impact on a person's behavior and development. Ali's progress had deteriorated significantly by the time he began secondary school. It was also reported that at this time Ali met his class teacher, Puan Hani, who recognized Ali's learning difficulties and invited him to take a special test. Ali was then diagnosed with dyslexia and ADHD as a result of the test. This was a game changer in Ali's life since he gained fresh experiences and faced problems that may either aid or hinder his personal development. When Ali understood that he had been different from the average student all along, he entered the sixth stage of Erectile Lifespan Development Theory. Ali made significant advances in his studying and was able to graduate from school with the help of his class teacher Puan Hani and the proper tools and approaches. When Ali spent a few years researching what integrate him and what he could do with the skill he possessed, he reached the seventh stage of Erectile Lifespan Development Theory. He eventually decided that he wanted to pursue a career in the culinary arts, and it turned out that he had a natural talent for cooking. He received compliments on every dish he prepared, which encouraged him to continue on this path. Ali's adulthood was still building his life and focusing on his career at this point. This was the time when Ali accomplished many things, including becoming the head chef at his uncle's restaurant and married the love of his life. Last but not least, Erectile Lifespan Development Theory's eighth stage comes in old age and is centered on looking back on one's life. Ali looked back on the events of his life at this point in his development to see if he was content with his life or if he regretted the things he did or did not do. Ali turned out was proud of what he had accomplished because he got married, and despite his limitations and difficulties, ADHD and dyslexia, he achieved the post of head chef and a lot of things during his development. And that's all from me. I'm going to pass it to the next presenter, and thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Sharifah and Shahiera. So today I will present the second question in the case study. First of all, I'm going to talk about Ali's situation, which he was diagnosed with dyslexia and ADHD, which stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Puan Hani, his teacher, observed and realized his disability through learning lessons. His parents concerned about him, but they have no idea how to treat their son. Since that, Ali struggled so much with his learning disability that he discovered, and that makes him could not fully pay attention during his lessons in class like other students as a result of his diagnosis. According to my research, dyslexia is a learning disorder that affects your ability to read, spell, write, and speak. Children who have it are often smart and hardworking, but they have trouble connecting the letters they see to the sounds those letters make. On the other hand, one of the most frequent mental diseases affecting children is ADHD, which is attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder. Next, moving on to in which intelligence that Ali might possess. Ali had possessed intrapersonal intelligence. As you know, intrapersonal intelligence is the ability to understand oneself, to have an efficient operating model of oneself, including your self-desire, your emotions, feelings, and capabilities. Besides, people who have intrapersonal intelligence prefer self-reflection and observation, as well as imagining, forming relationships with people, and assessing their personal characteristics. Intrapersonal intelligence traits include being true to oneself, acknowledging and understanding one's own strengths and weaknesses, feelings and thoughts, and being able to see similarities and differences with everyone. In this case, Ali had known his true passion along his life's journey after he finished his school because he was exploring a few years his interests and what he could do with the skills he had. He also has great self-esteem, which implies he is self-assured enough to make any dish because he had discovered his true passion. Furthermore, Ali put a lot of effort by working hard throughout his career because he developed intrapersonal intelligence traits. It proves that Ali was self-motivated because he was able to relate with himself enough to produce motivation to be successful. In short, no matter what profession you have, developing your intrapersonal intelligence will significantly benefit your commercial and personal life. Discovering who and what you are can help you understand what you want at each stage of your life. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Yusri and I will continue this video with the plan that I came up with to help Ali if I am his friend. Ali is someone who has dyslexia and ADHD. To help Ali, we need to understand the difficulties that Ali faces. Dyslexia is a learning disability that is of an individual by affecting spelling, writing, and comprehension. Dyslexia is not a learning disability that we can overcome with time. Ali, for example, has difficulty learning and understanding writing. He will have trouble learning subjects that require the usage of many words. If Ali's teachers Husainy did not notice Ali's struggle in the learning, his future will be very hard, as he doesn't have the skills to learn and to comprehend new things. Next is ADHD, which is commonly seen neurodevelopmental disorder in childhood. It is usually first diagnosed in childhood and often lasts into adulthood. Children with ADHD may have trouble paying attention and controlling impulse behaviors. When planning for Ali's learning, we need to cover his weaknesses first. For someone who is naturally unable to learn with ease, losing focus is a bad thing. So, my plan for Ali is to tackle his ADHD symptom first. We can try to cope with Ali's ADHD while using the social constructivism approach by increasing the amount of activity while limiting the surrounding disturbance. This will allow Ali to increase the amount of new educational interaction with others while limiting the disturbance that can affect his focus. In this context, the disturbance can be the sounds of the vehicles, the sounds of the machines, and by going to the nature, by going near nature, this disturbance will greatly decrease. So first, we can invite Alice to a camp where he can try many activities. When he tries many new activities, we can observe in what aspect did his talent lean. By limiting the amount of disturbance, Ali will focus more on what he is doing. Ali's ability for learning is not on the better side. Therefore, the camp should also include some games that will familiarize him with the spelling of common words. The game can be treasure hunts to find syllables, go to spell words. This game will allow him to get used to the spelling of the common words without stressing himself. We have to make sure that the props are physically movable and easy to distinguish. This prop will allow Ali to rearrange the letters physically and let him remember the spelling better. We can invite him to play Scrabbles, as it is also one of the board games that is effective for teaching Ali when he is chilling during the camp. The most important thing is to track Ali's learning ability bit by bit. Lastly, during the camp, we can analyze what Ali loves to do to plan a better learning strategies. For example, if Ali loves to cook and prepare food, we can have Ali learn to bake letter-shaped cookies into words. Therefore, he will be able to learn the words or the new words while doing something that he loves. Therefore, it is important to have Ali tries many new things to know what can be applied in his learning.
Assalamualaikum, hi, I'm Zulaishah. Anyways, in contrast to Skinner's theory that behavior is solely determined by the environment, Bender established the concept of reciprocal determinism, in which cognitive processes, behavior, and context all interact and each aspect simultaneously affecting and being influenced by the other. Think of it as a triangle. Anyways, all previously learned features such as beliefs, expectations, and personality traits are referred to as cognitive processes. Anything we do that can be rewarded or punished is referred to as behavior. Finally, the context in which the behavior takes place refers to the setting or scenario in which the activity takes place, which includes rewarding and punishing stimuli. So, in Ali's case, we could see how reciprocal determinism works. Okay, first thing is the cognition here is that Ali couldn't keep up with his peers in terms of learning. Despite his best efforts, he just couldn't seem to absorb what he was being taught. This upset Ali and he began to lose focus on his lessons as a result. Then he would just scribble in his notebook or try to strike up conversations with his classmates. You see, this is the behavior. Following this, Ali's classroom behavior landed him in an environment where he was repeatedly taken to detention or the principal's office. And he was frequently sent to detention. Did I mention that? I did. So, in other words, Ali's case demonstrates the concept of reciprocal determinism, which states that cognitive processes, behavior, and environment all interact with each aspect, influencing and being influenced by the others at the same time. Moving on, ladies and gents, English. People with high self-efficacy feel they can achieve their goals, regard problems as tasks to be completed, have a strong interest and dedication to the activities in which they participate, and recover fast from failures. This can be observed when Ali did a variety of odd jobs before deciding that he wanted to pursue a career in culinary arts. So it turns out that he had a natural talent for cooking. Any dish he prepared was greeted with praise, which encouraged him later to continue on this path. So another thing is people with low self-efficacy, on the other hand, dread hard tasks because they doubt their potential to succeed, tend to focus on failure and bad outcomes, and then they lose their faith in their talents when they face setbacks. In particular, when Ali first started school, he shortly discovered that he couldn't keep up with his peers in terms of learning. He would try his hardest, but he just couldn't seem to grasp what he was being taught. This irritated Ali, and he began to lose concentration on his lessons. So that is it. That is what I can relate Ali's case to the Bandura social cognitive theory. Thank you.
1 a.m. eyes closed.